Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so now we have come to the last part of this question number 1, that is comprehension task. Before starting this last part, I want to discuss few important or kind of significant points of question number 1 from A to G. Anything that we have discussed in first two videos, you have to keep this in your mind, that read each question carefully, underline or highlight any keywords, check how many marks are allocated to each question. We had been doing that. Read all the paragraph or lines identified in the question before deciding an answer. Try to read it twice or thrice before writing your answer. If there is a section of the text that is difficult, read around to get an idea of what is going on. And it is not just about the idea. Sometimes you read an answer, sometimes you read some part of the text, but there are a few words that are difficult for you, or you don't know the meanings of those words. It becomes difficult for you. So what you do, you read it again and again. You read it twice, thrice, and then you will just get the contextual meaning of the text. You will get the contextual meaning of that word, and in that manner you are going to understand the question properly. So read that again and again. It will help you a lot. Then if there is a section, we've done this. Avoid lengthy copying from the text. Just use the given space. There's no need to write very long answers. If the answer is just the bird's head, just write the bird's head. There's no need to copy 2-3 lines from the text for just writing that one answer. If you just do that, it shows that you do not know the clear answer. That's why you are just taking help from all those words, and you are just pasting them in the answer space. Carefully select detail from the text and only include what is relevant to the answer, relevant to answer the question. Yes, so I've just told you only that part of the detail or question or answer that is relevant. Recast the text when it is necessary to precisely answer the question. Whenever you need to recast, you need to rephrase, you need to change the words of the text, do them in like if you are writing the reasons, if you are writing the if you are just identifying or giving any features, there's no need to change or recast. But when you are writing the reasons, you need to recast. You can write that in your own words. But if you are writing explanation, if you have been asked to write something in your own words, if you are writing the feelings, if there is any such thing, then you have to write. If you are writing how does or why, then you have to completely write the question in your own word, write the answer in your own words. Okay, now let's move towards H. Explain using your own words. 1 minute. Yes, explain using, first thing, there are, when you will read this question, you will underline these things the way I'm doing right now, using your own words. One thing is clear, that you are going to write this in your own words. This is about Rex's feelings. You must be very clear that which character they are talking about, because any text that text A, when you are reading it, you will find different characters in it. So you have to make sure that which character they are talking about. Second thing, character is clear, it's Rex. Now what kind of feelings, or if their feelings are related to some special situation. So this is the feelings about the bird change over time. Rex's feelings about the bird change over time. Next thing is that whenever you have the word feeling in your question, feelings are always about implicit ideas. Implicit, something that is hidden between the lines, that is not clearly written in the text. This is hidden. Okay, and whenever this is about implicit ideas, this is about feelings, we cannot copy. Right? Copy is not allowed when you are writing feelings. So this first part is related to implicit ideas. This question has 3 marks, and first marks explain using your own words. This is about implicit ideas. Now look at the second part. Give 3 details. This starts with word give. Give means you have to copy them. Then this is about 3. This word 3 tells us that if we are going to write 3 details, that means we need 3 feelings. Here they have written Rex's different feelings, Rex's feelings, but they haven't given the number. But once they have asked for 3 details, that shows that we have to come up with 3 feelings. So this is 3 feelings, 3 details. Feelings will be written in own words and details are going to be copied from the text. Then there is another thing, feelings must be, okay, this is done. And one more thing, that you can find it from anywhere in the text. Underline these things and be very clear before writing it. Now let's have a look at the mark scheme. Once you are writing this answer, I'll explain how you are going to do that. So we have done 3 different feelings in own words and details. Details are given here like amused, surprised, shocked, impressed, responsible. And if you are writing the word amused, feelings are given in front of it. Just stop your video here and read the feelings that are written in front of them. If you are writing that he was amazed, the details from the text are written here. You will just write these details in quotation mark. You are going to copy them from here. Like if you are writing, okay, I have the detail, I'll show you how to write it. First, let's have a look at all the details. Then we have mostly, if this is about from anywhere in the text, you have 5 to 7 or even more than that. You can have 7 to 8 feelings also, if this is about choosing feelings from anywhere in the text. So here number 5 is worried, concerned, anxious, related to worry. Then we have frustrated, annoyed, challenged. And after that, next one, 7 and 8, sad, upset, loss, misses, okay, hopeful, relieved. These are different feelings. You can just read them. Their answer, their details are given there in front of them. Now a few things that are important. 8 feelings are given there. You just have to come up with 3. Question number 1H. This is examiner report. Let's read what is the examiner is saying. What is, okay, question number 1. Question number 1H is a 3-mark question which focused on how Rex's feelings about a bird over the time. The first task was to explain in own words Rex's feelings. Now we have discussed this. Next is, responses should cover a range of relevant feelings. Relevant to what? Relevant to the context that is given there. About change over time. Yes, this one, change over time. This it must be relevant to that. 3 feelings, 3 details. Change such as amused, worried, relieved. Okay, 1 or 2 more. If you write 2 similar feelings, like you are writing Rex feels worried and anxious, you'll get 1 mark. You cannot write the same feelings. Feelings must also be appropriate. For example, the text does not support feeling. If you write that he was furious, you won't get any feelings from the text. If you write that he was panicked, you might not find feeling these details of this panic from the text. So any detail, any feeling that you are writing, you must have the detail of that in your text, so that you can put that in the answer space as the evidence or justification of your feeling. Then the question then directed candidates to find, this is about, this all is related to, or this is about feelings, and feeling must be written in your own words. Now next part is about details, and details must be copied. The question then directed candidates to find 3 supporting text details, 3 quotations to provide evidence for Rex's different feelings. 1 text detail in the form of a quotation copied from the text is required for each feeling. Line and paragraph references are to be avoided. Do not write that, okay, in line number 20, we are going to write this. There's no need to write line numbers or paragraphs, and in paragraph 7 writer says this. Do not do that. Line and paragraph number references are to be avoided, and the supporting detail should be quoted in full. Okay, you have to quote it, like if it is a feeling, a detail that is kind of like of 9 or 10 words or 12 words, you have to write it completely. Some examples of correct responses to 1H are okay, follow. So correct responses follow. Let's read this, how you are going to write that. Rex feels surprise, or Rex feels surprised when he sees the bird was huge. We can write it this way also in our answer space. So see, you are going to write it like this. You can simply write, he was amused when he saw the bird's huge head. This is one feeling and this is one detail. What you can do, you can, when he saw okay, yeah, this, the bird's huge head, this, the bird's huge head is the detail from the text. You can write it this way, or you can write it this way also. First is amused. The bird's head was huge in details, right? And then second feeling and second detail. Let's read it here. Yes. Then we have Rex's feeling. Rex feels surprised when he sees, this is, sorry, this is from, this in quotation marks, this is the detail from the text. Why he felt surprised? Because the bird was huge. This was huge is from the text. Then next is, 1 minute, yes, worried. You have written it like this, and this is in quotation marks. We'll never get rid of him. If it is written we, I, you are going to write it the way it is written in the text. There's no need to do it that they would never get rid of him, or they'll never get rid of him. Copy it the way it is written there in the text. Then Rex is mournfully avoiding the remains of the cage. Now remains of the cage, this mournfully avoiding the remains of the cage, this is the detail. And next, because he misses Udin, this is the way we are making the question. This misses is the feeling, and this mournfully is detail of this missing. Rex is fond of the bird when he says, Udin, come to daddy. Right? These are 4 different ways of writing the detail, and you can simply write all of them, or simply this is the easiest one if you do it. Worried, okay, we'll never get rid of him. This is the detail of this worried. Then this is again from examiner report, and you can just stop it here. You can read it yourself also. Some responses included an impressive range of vocabulary to describe Rex's feelings and supported each one with appropriate detail from the text. Candidates are advised to set out their responses clearly, with each feeling and corresponding supporting detail clearly identified. Although a precise and accurate paraphrase is acceptable, paraphrase means writing that in simple words, in your own words. Acceptable as text detail, this approach is not advised. Remember, rather make it a habit that whenever you are writing a detail, copy the detail from the text the way they are written in the text. It is acceptable, but do not go for this. Sometimes this is not acceptable. I have seen papers in which students have written the details in their own words and they didn't get marks. So acceptable is nothing. you just go for copying the details, because they are saying this approach is not advised, as paraphrasing could result in generalization or lack of focus or detail. For example, Rex is annoyed because Odin upsets the children in the playground is too general to be credited as paraphrase of reveling in the mayhem. So, if you are explaining this reveling in the mayhem to Rex is annoyed because Odin upsets, then this is generalization of this phrase. That's why copy it, copy it, copy it, right? Last part, weaker responses struggle to make inferences about feelings. These responses were characterized by lifting. Yes, this is very important. By lifting and narrative rather than explanation of Rex's feelings. Do not lift the feeling. If it is any feeling written there in the text, come up with the meaning or explanation of that feeling. Do not write it the way it is written there in the text. I'm talking about the feeling, not the detail. For example, a response which 1 minute. Yes. For example, a response which reads Rex wanted the bird to return to the wild is a text detail which narrates the events and makes no observation about the feelings. The addition of an appropriate identified feeling, for example, he feels concerned, would have made this a successful response. So basically, the point is that do not copy the details, do not copy the feelings from the text, write them in your own words, and do not write the details in your own words, copy them from the text. So I hope that's it. No, we have some more. Okay, look at this. Advice to candidates on question 1H. Identify the character and sections of the text relevant to the question. Consider the different feelings, I've already told you different feelings of the character in these sections. Use own words to describe different feelings. Select evidence to support each feeling. This means a text detail in the form of a quotation. Copy. Make sure your supporting detail is clear, relevant, and not overlong. Present the answer clearly with each feeling supported by a relevant text detail. Prepare for this question by reading literary text and try to describe the feelings of different characters. Build up a vocabulary bank to describe a character's feelings. So you must have a number of adjectives in your mind when you are writing it, so that when you are thinking about the synonym of a feeling, you can find it. Okay. Now this is the time when you are going to definitely your paper is just around the corner, so you are going to prepare your paper and you are working on it. You might not get time for that kind of extensive reading, because that is a kind of a lifelong skill and you need to read every day. But what you can do today, that you can go for different adjectives, different strong adverbs. This they will help you in your writing, not just in your writing paper, they will help you in your reading paper also. So that's all. This is what I have related to question number 1. So basically question number 1, 16 marks and questions from A to H, and they are about explicit. These are the assessment objectives: explicit and implicit meanings or ideas or attitudes. So you have to show understanding of explicit meanings and you have to show understanding of implicit ideas, attitudes or feelings when you have to attempt question number 1 of your paper 1. That's all for now. Question 1 is done, and tomorrow inshallah I'm going to work on next part, that is use of language, for those 9 marks. That's all for now. Have a good day. Allah Hafiz and stay blessed.